Welcome back to Ravenport for episode 31 with me, MrSealyp. As you've seen, another very busy night. I'm busy during the daytimes too, but I think nighttime I just get my head down because I don't normally record during the dark hours because it's not too great to see visually for a viewer. I kind of get my head down and get on with it. We've done alright. On our right, this is going to be cropping up a lot more on my Let's Plays again now that it's available. Is Sengstock's Organics. Up here at the animal livestock market, we have got Sengstock's Organics. We have got a manure purchase point, so we can come up obviously the livestock here while they're here penned and ready for being sold and auction and whatnot. They're producing manure and whatnot, so lots of whatnottery going on. So we'll be able to do some muck spreading on the smaller fields. I suppose I could do on some of the big fields. That might get a little bit more expensive. We'll see. Field 18, my field down the bottom that I took the barley off of, does need fertilising, so I'm thinking maybe we're up to 424,000. That canola harvest that I did as a contractor the night you saw me in the truck unloading, we did a right out of that, and the contract itself paid 11,000, but the sold crop was, what did I get, 12 for that? And that's what I'm finding a lot more, is that the crop you're harvesting, when you get to the end of the contract and there's some spare, I'm making as much on the spare crop as I am on the actual contract itself, which is absolutely brilliant. The other thing I was doing, I've done a bit of testing. Let's get that going. And the thing is this, I've been using this a lot, the Bradale K105, and there's the larger one. We will have a look in the store. Where are we? Fertilizer technology. There's the K105 and the K165, which is obviously much bigger. And found during testing that with the 6 metre spreader bar on the back of that, it's kind of one of the most cost-effective ways of fertilising. The Bradale F2WS 4000 came out last week from Giants into the mod hub, which we had on 17. That's a 24 metre spread, and I tested it against the 105 with a 6 metre spreader bar. The spreader bar gives a little bit further out on the edges compared to the F2WS 4000. That holds 4,000 litres. I know that's 3,200 and the width's both say 24. So I was thinking, because I think I've got lime turned off on this map. I think I have. Have I? Haven't any lime contracts come up? So maybe I have. I've had no lime in for quite a while. I thought I had it turned on though. Anyway, regardless, this will do obviously fertiliser and lime, whereas the ones that go on the 3-point link on the back only do the fertiliser. They don't do lime as well. But for doing contracts like this, even field 8, which is the biggest field on this map, only took 3,500 litres or something like that. So I could do all of the fields, any fields that need fertilising on this map with that smaller one. So I was considering maybe buying one of those. I don't know. We'll give it some thought. It's a potential, isn't it? What I'm going to do is do this contract fertilising. There's another one if I get this done in time. I thought field 8 would have come up because that's got into its first growth stage, but nothing's come up for fertilised on that. I did the sowing contract on that. That was that 40 grand, wasn't it? Something like that. That was crazy. Big chunk of that went, to be fair, on the seed, but not. I still made a nice profit on it, so can't argue. For all those people that when I did the last episode on here, and I was saying about, you know, what do I consider the end of a Let's Play, I think a lot of people assumed that was it, the Let's Play was finished. I had quite a few comments, people saying, So sad to see this come to an end. I've really enjoyed this. I haven't finished this Let's Play yet. All I was saying was, how do I bring it to an end? What do I consider finished? You know, personally, I used to have a checklist of things I would go through. Excuse me. Of things I wanted to get into a Let's Play, and we've talked about this before. I've said this a lot on the Let's Play about the fact this map's not really conducive to a lot of forestry. I normally do some forestry episodes, which I'm going to do on Marwell Manor Farm. And when I run 2 Let's Plays, generally speaking, one will be a narrative-based one, usually with subscriber contracts. The other one is a standard. I play, and I'll do what I do now, chat about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. I still do that kind of on Marwell Manor. And on my narrative ones, I talk about why I'm doing things, the choices I'm making. So it's normally something for everyone. Not everyone likes a narrative-based Let's Play, and not everyone likes the subscriber contracts. They don't like the concept of it. So I always try and run 2. All I'm saying is this one at some point is going to come to an end. I've still got a big cotton harvester on my field 4. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm going to do something in this episode. I've just decided I'm going to get this fertilising contract done and the other one that's available, which is on what field's that on? Field 7 fertilising, another 14 grand. So that brings up a bit more, and there's something I'm going to buy, something I've not been putting off, but I did consider, and this is a consideration, I did consider with the cotton harvest coming up, of buying a cotton harvester. That's 485, and I don't have 485. I could borrow some money from the bank again, but I'm trying to pay the loan off. That way I wouldn't have to pay leasing fees when I do my cotton contracts. But I don't know, that's a big chunk of money, isn't it? So it could be spent wisely elsewhere, potentially. I don't know. I've kind of tried to steer clear of doing in-game contracts all the time as part of the Let's Play, but to be fair, I think from shying away from it, doing loads of them overnight and just showing you what I'm earning, there's a lot of actual farming going on that I'm not showing. The episodes, I try to make them interesting and exciting and do different things, but I suppose a big chunk of doing these is doing the farming. That day to day needs to be done, doesn't it? You know, whether I'm harvesting my own field or doing a contract on someone else's, as long as my farm is expanding, which it is, MrSealyp's farming services is going great guns. That being said, if we have a look in here at our livestock, we're now to 87 of each of our chickens. We've got 49, so we've had a new birth in the cows, and we've got 3,400 litres, so they're producing far quicker. The 2 horses are now worth 17, nearly 18 grand a pop. They both need exercising, but feed, water, everything else is fine for them. I haven't got to worry. So really, after that initial hit of getting them set up, other than riding them, there's not really... It's a money maker. I mean, yes, it takes in-game days, so I suppose if you're running at a real time or times 5, well, that's still going to take quite a few days to get you to that maximum. But there's nothing to say you can't sell them before you get to that maximum. So, you know, like I say, you know, I could sell them now, and I've made 12 grand on each horse. So, yeah, they were 5 grand each, weren't they, to buy? Yeah, so I would have made 12 grand on each horse. That's pretty good, you know. And they haven't really required anything. I know lots of people saying, oh, I don't want to do them, I'm not doing them, we need the horse helper mod and that kind of thing. And then that's another one of those, we're back onto that cheating thing. I find it fascinating that people are quick to criticise and say that certain things are considered cheating. I've had so many people comment, PC players and console players, saying just use the horse helper mod. Well, surely that isn't that cheating? Because the whole point of having them in game is like anything else, any of your other animals that require, you know, work and commitment and cleaning out and all that kind of thing. If the only thing you have to do with the horses is ride them, and you've got to a point you can't even be bothered to do that. You think, well, I don't know. Like I say, I'm not. You know, I've done various different things that people don't like, and like everyone keeps saying. And I absolutely agree. You can't please everyone. I play the game the way I'm going to play it, and I want to play it. But I just find it fascinating the different sorts of comments you get left, and the varying swing between what's considered acceptable and what's not. This is fascinating. I find it very, very interesting. Anyway, I did say I'm going to let this get on with it, and I will. I'll see you in a bit when this is done and filled 7. We should have a bit more money in the bank, and we'll be on to the next thing we're going to do. Might do a harvest as well. Haven't really decided yet. Today's one of those kind of, I don't know, let's wing it. I don't actually have a plan. Oh yeah, I was going to muck spread, wasn't I? Muck spread down on field 18. I haven't put any seed in that yet. I'll have a think. Today's going to be a good day. I can feel it in my bones. There's another reason why. Right, I'm going to. I'm not going to buy anything just yet. No, not yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to tease anyone. What do we want? What do I want? I've lost it. Oh, manure spreaders. I haven't used, actually to be fair, the Samsung ones are new in game. I'm interested to use this one, the Kuhn SLC 141, because it's a side spreader as far as I recall. The Abbey one that was on FS17, the side, it's only a little small one that threw it. I love those, they're really, really cool. So I'm going to lease one of these. What I love. Look at the size of that. That's crazy. Yeah, let's go with those. I don't know why, just because they're chunky. I don't know, I just like it. Right, so let's lease one of those. And what we're going to do is head up to Sengstock's Organics. cool. I'm so glad, because my cows are producing. I haven't got a big enough herd, you know, at the moment to do anything like this, and I think that was the beauty on FS17 when this mod came out. Not this mod, I don't know why I did that. The manure trading system and the slurry trading system, which were both from Holger Sengstock. I've changed all of that because I do like using all the different sorts of machinery. So being able to slurry spread and muck spread, as well as chemical fertiliser if you want to go down that route. This opened up other options that you could go and buy it and use it, so you can get into doing all this stuff fairly early on in your Let's Play, or just your game. You might not be doing it or calling it a Let's Play, you might just be playing the game. And again, it just gives you those options. You can come and buy it, and in the real world, farmers will buy or collect manure from other farmers or go and get it from a central point. They don't all produce their own muck to spread on their fields. So I've just suddenly remembered this won't fill up. I've got, this is the Profi version. And I don't think even if I back this in, no. So we can either do it with the front loader bucket, wheel loader type thing. I think I'm going to do it with the conveyor belt, you know. I am. So this will be a purchase which is going to aid the situation. Joe, my throat is very I'm not getting another throat infection. That was horrendous. I'm going to go down and get one and we'll be back in a moment. Didn't even think of that. Thought I'll get the Profi version, that way it's a little bit more to have that big trigger at the front. I say Profi. I had a conversation with Big Daddy, who asked me why I'd said Profi and not Profi. And the thing is, I suppose, as I said to him, people all around the world have different accents, and especially in the UK you've got regional dialects and you've got regional accents, and certain ways of saying things are different. And this is what I said to him, my way of looking at it was, having taught in schools and done a bit of English here and there, and again this is no hard and fast rule, but personally, because it's one F, there's an O and an F, I said Profi. If it had been a double F, I might have said Profi, like the word off, but then you've got the word of, which is OF, so I suppose, you know, I don't really know. There's no kind of hard and fast rule. You know, in the southern parts of the UK we would say the word castle and bath with an R sound. As you go further north it's a more it's a harder castle and bath and that kind of thing, depending on where you're from. And that's why teaching English is incredibly hard. Anyway, teaching any language is incredibly hard, but when you start throwing in regional accents into the mix, 38 grand. Oh man, seriously? You know what? Let's lease it for the time being, because we're not going to use it that often. It's only going to be when we go to fill up, so it's not going to cost us a huge chunk of money. We might be able to recover some of that from Sengstock. Holger. Don't want to use his first name just to like I know him. Yeah, my old mate Holger. What was I saying? Yeah, so, and that's the thing, when you're trying to teach it, you can't really teach hard and fast rules, and the English language is one of those amazing things that, again, for teaching purposes, I was always very much of the kind of, you know, a bit play it fast and loose with some certain aspects, simply because the English language is constantly changing. Every language is changing. Languages evolve with new kind of cultural changes, and you know, slang words that are considered to be slang and not proper English get included into the English dictionaries, and you know, languages do evolve, they do change. You think of the amount of words that people like Roald Dahl and Shakespeare added into the English language that didn't exist before they kind of made them up. So I always found it when I was teaching, if a child made up a word or wrote a word down, and it's very difficult to say that's wrong, because it's not. Why not? Why can't Why can't you invent a new word? If a child wants to write something, and it may seem nonsensical, if you go back to when Roald Dahl started writing books, and like I say, even Shakespeare, words that came across as potentially nonsensical and a bit weird and a bit strange. So what? It's the first time it's being used. So I don't know. I know I've gotten a bit of a kind of a weird change of events. Just go with it. It's part of the usual, you know. Usual service. Right, I think that's probably as far as it needs to go without. There we go. So we'll raise that up. So now a little bit. I'll take it up a bit higher, only because if I decide I want to put a trailer under here or something, I can do. That's as high as that goes for the time being. Let's press L3 and preload the belt. So yeah, it's weird because I was talking to my wife last night and she said to me, "Are you recording a video?" I've literally just had a message left to me on Facebook Messenger by Michael asking me, "Why don't you record videos at the weekend?" And I do generally. Most weekends, I did go through a phase where I was putting out videos 7 days a week, and I kind of decided, you know what, maybe one day a week. It's not always at a weekend. Sometimes it would be midweek or whatever. I decided, you know what, I'm going to have a day off. I'm not going to put a video up today. So what I decided the last few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, was one of the days at the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, I'm not putting a video up. Because I want to spend some time with the family and do stuff, get up early, do a few jobs around the house, whatever it might be. Now that might run out. There we go, the belt run out at some point. I just thought it's nice to, spend some time with your family, doing a few... Not I spend my life cocooned up in a little, in a hole somewhere. I was just saying the money wasn't going down. This may take a little while to fill up. There we go, going right. Yeah, so I apologise if people, I just wanted to have a bit of a break every now and again. Helper A has completed their task. That's good to know. So what we'll do now... No. For another 14,000. Awesome. So we will collect on that contract. Is there anything I want to pick up? Fill 12, 8 grand. That's not bad. Potentially. Let's do one job at a time for the time being. So that's another 14 grand in the bank. 451 we're up to now. That's pretty good. Is that full? Not quite. Yeah, this is, having to get into this and press a button. I know there were some comments when I did the mod review of this. People saying, "Oh, it's so annoying," and I just want to leave the belt running. And I kind of get it, but we're there, right? Fine, we're there. Sorry for the delay, ladies and gents. Gives me a chance to chat. Let's get this done. I'm probably have to come back and do another load, but I say it's not expensive. I think, what did I say on the mod review of this? I filled up a 21,000 litre trailer and it cost 1,039, was it? 1,029. Now for doing much bigger fields, I haven't got it installed at the moment, but there is the transferred over from the was it the Big Bud DLC? I think it was the Big Bud DLC. There is the, is it Brocard? I want to say Brocard, I could be wrong though. 70,000 litre Muck spreader, which I used a bit on Sussex Farm. So I used it on any others? I can't remember now. I shouldn't have come this way, should I? Oh yeah, maybe. We'll turn... no. Will I get round this turn? Yeah, we're alright. And that thing is just wow. Now this goes out to the side. Which side? That side. So if I start, sorry, I haven't used this before, so I'm kind of very curious to see what this does, how much it uses, and what the spread's like. So if it comes out the side, I want to be alongside the field, don't I? Is that right? They've completed their task. How have they completed their task? Okay. I'm confused. Why is this not working? Have I done something really obvious that I haven't noticed? Oh! Field 4's ready to harvest. That's my cotton field. I won't be looking at that in this episode, I don't think. Right, cultivated. Fruit types, nothing in it. Soil composition. Oh, that first part. That's the bit I missed before, wasn't it? So let's start from there. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's got quite a wide spread as well, isn't it? We are muck spreading, yes. How cool is that? That's not getting through it as quickly as I thought it would, which isn't too bad. I can't remember who left me the comment. Someone left me a comment saying it's all well and good, but you have to keep going back to refill it. Well, I mean, I suppose you think about it in the real world. I know when I watch how farms work and they clean out the cow enclosure, pasture, in the winter, they've got a skid steer loader and they'll be backwards and forwards loading up their muck spreader. You're not going to be able to do an entire field, depending on the size of it, in one load. In the real world, you have to go back and refill it. There's no two ways about it. The muck is not a kind of infinite. You don't have an infinite supply in your trailer. Oh, that's obviously where I missed, wasn't it? This is cool. Where's it going there? See, this is why I like it. This is why I like mods like this. The manure trading system. Because had that not have come out, I would not be muck spreading at the moment. I wouldn't be doing this now. Because it wouldn't have worked. I couldn't have done it. So I'm really pleased that it's out. And it gives me the opportunity to use different fertilising methods. Awesome. We're getting through it. I may have to go and put some more in, but that's not, again, not really the end of the world, is it? So this is the hard bit. It's gauging the width here. Don't want to get it wrong. Maybe about there. Is that too much? Might be too far. Nope, that's fine. Cool. You know what, we might get this all done, you know. That'd be brilliant. The only downside is I don't think you can unload this, can you? So I can dump it off and have a big pile of poop somewhere. Oh, that's just brilliant. I can come down and seed this. Now, admittedly, I probably should have spread this on the ground and then cultivated, which in real life would cultivate it in, and you know, that's kind of rather than leave it on the top now. Allows those nutrients to get into the soil and all, you know. But then, like I say, the manure trading system wasn't available then. It's funny how those things happen, isn't it? You do something and within 24 hours something's come out you could have used in the previous episode, but you know. And we are done, still with 3,000 litres left in it. So now I'm thinking, is there anything else I could do with the fertiliser spreading, muck spreading? Nice. I suppose... Right, what do I need to do now then? I suppose I need to seed this. Reseed this. What should I do with this for the time being? I'm going to put it up in the yard, because potentially I still need to do hay. And I think the field next to me, I think what I'm also going to do, and I've a bit of a fiddle around here, I've been thinking, test out the landscape a little bit further, but I'll probably do this off screen. This has got quite a severe bump here, which isn't as bad as here. I think because that tree's in the way, it wouldn't let me landscape that bit. I might take out that one and see if I can lower this. This is the bit where I have issues, it's just this hump here. If I can lower the ground here and then smooth, I might be able to get a much smoother transition up the hill. Again, that's a bit of fiddling around. I'm going to have a look at that and see if that'll work. Should do. So I'll take this over here for the time being, because like I say, if I lease again or borrow, buy the field next to us for doing hay, if that does need another spread of something, mind you, if the grass is at full... Oh, I'm never quite sure with that. If a crop's at its highest growth stage, I know herbicide wouldn't work for weeding, and I'm sure somebody said it won't work for fertilising. You can't fertilise a crop once it's at full grown. But then somebody said to me on Marwell Manor, you can fertilise your grass fields even at full growth. So I'm not too sure. It's all over the place, really. Right then. Next job. Oh, seeding, that was it, wasn't it? See, I'm starting to think, actually... Oh no, because I was going to get a big cultivator at some point, wasn't I? For doing cultivating jobs, which will make me a bit more money a bit quicker, was to get rid of that cultivator, which I know I haven't had long, but that's done a few jobs for me, and get the much bigger one, which should work... Oh no, I don't even know if it will work on the big bud I've got here. So I'm starting to think that big bud was a waste of money, in that it's 50 horsepower more than this. This is 450, this John Deere, but this pulls the seeder no problem at all, and it'll probably pull that cultivator no problem at all as well. So realistically, the big bud is... I do use it for doing those jobs, but there's no reason why this couldn't... this can't do it, so I don't know. So what I'll do is off screen, because I've done quite a few cotton harvests in this series, in this Let's Play. And again, like I say, no, you don't want to see me do another cotton harvest. We'll do the end bit, maybe a couple of little bits in between for the next episode, not this one. What we're going to put in the ground over there. I did say I wanted something with a straw swath, didn't I? So I did barley last time. Maybe oats? Yeah, why not? Why not indeed? This isn't going to take too many passes. I take it I've caught myself up on the pillar. Of course I have. Forgot the length of it. Now I'll open up. It is rather long. Okay. And away we go. What I have done a couple of times I've done this field now, I have put a headland in at either end because there's not a lot of room at the ends for turning. So I think I'll do the same here. If I swing that round now. Probably could have done it a little bit earlier. So wouldn't it be nice if this seeder on the back was a John Deere one? I am still super psyched for what's going to happen after July, after FarmCon that's being held at class headquarters. Oh man, there is so much cool class equipment. On that note, next week, from not this weekend, next weekend, next Saturday, I'm heading off up to the Lake District. I'm going away for a week with my lovely wife and probably farm dog, and I'm returning to class at Rickaby because that week on the 6th and 7th is the Rickaby show, which they hold every year, and it's the 18th anniversary of the Rickaby show this year. And because I did my kind of vlog from there when I was on holiday last year, I mentioned this before, the kind of PR marketing lady Michaela at Rickaby messaged me and said, you know, they could show me around the workshop and all that kind of thing. So I'm going back up for to be kind of shown round and have a bit of a tour around the class dealership there while they're preparing for the Rickaby show. She said the reason being they'll have far more machinery in preparation for setting up for the show than they would do normally. Whether or not I'm going to attend the actual show itself, because it's over 2 days and it is from midday till 10 PM on each of those days, the 6th and the 7th of March. But yeah, so I'm going to go along, do a bit of filming, going to do a vlog, see some of the class machinery. We can have a bit of a think about potentially what might come to FS19 if the deal with class goes through. You know, we'll see. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing next week. How many videos I'm going to get out next week, I'm not too sure. My good lady wife has, as she always does, said that taking my PlayStation away with me if I want to is entirely fine. I know it's technically not a holiday because I'm still going to be working, but at least we're up in the Lake District and we'll be able to go and do some amazing things in our downtime. So potentially there'll still be videos coming out, unless I can rack a load up this week to post while I'm away. But there will be a vlog, maybe a couple of vlogs, depends what other kinds of farming and things we come across. There is a big old John Deere dealership in Carlisle, which somebody had messaged me to say they won't let you film or take pictures there for some reason. But I might go and try and find it. It doesn't hurt to ask the question, does it? So I might be able to do a vlog from there. I know I said that before, but because of the way the holiday went and time constraints and whatnot, we didn't get a chance to get there. So potentially this time we might have a bit of John Deere action too. Who knows? So yeah, fingers crossed. No promises on what will come, but there will be something. And if you follow me on Twitter, it will be MrSealyp on tour, and generally speaking, on a daily basis, I will post pictures of various different farm equipment and farming going on that I come across on my travels while I'm away. I don't have it. I mean, I do have Instagram, but I don't really use it. I suppose I should do that now as well, shouldn't I? Add a whole little bit more to the old social media profile. But anyway, right, we're done. Okay, that's field 18. Sown, seeded, did. Planted, did. I was told. Might as well fill that for me. I don't know. Hang on. Let's close those. That in the update that's coming at some point from Giants, the next update for the game, that this, the Great Plains YP2425, is that Y? Is going to go back to its original state where it did far more crops than it's allowing at the moment. How much truth there is in that, I don't know, potentially. But yeah, there we go. Right, okay. Next. You know what I've decided? I've decided to do harvest on field 12. We could potentially go and do the harvest on field 10 at some point as well. I'm not going to borrow equipment this time. I'm going to accept the contract. We're going to use our harvester for doing field 12, and that's got to go to the ranch. I'm over at the moment. I was collecting the fertilizer spreader actually to take it back to the store, because what I'm going to do to increase my ability, and again this is the next step with MrSealyp's farming services, I've tended to borrow items, especially for harvesting. That way, if I run up my harvester alongside their harvester, you've got two harvesters on the field at the same time. But also, most of the time, you will get a truck and trailer combo, which makes the actual delivery to wherever it's asking it to be delivered to far, far easier. Which is where my next purchase comes in. And I mentioned this a while ago and said I was thinking about doing it, then I suppose I kind of talked myself out of it a little bit. But now the money's gone up, and I also now know that my cotton field is ready to harvest, which means that we'll get a nice big influx of money again, with which I'm hoping to either get a larger harvester or buy the field next to us at the farm, the one that's got the grass in at the moment, which potentially means we could stick maybe another cow pasture on there, which will increase our dairy, our cow thingy, our cow production. Yeah, dairy was the word I was looking for. Anyway, right, so that's back. I'll just pull this up next to here for the time being. Again, I'm clutching up the yard again, I'm sorry. Turn that off. So, next purchases. I'm getting a truck. I'm not getting the Lizard Warrior. I'm not getting those because they're more European-ish. I'm not going for the big monster Roadrunner. I'm going to go for the Hulk. 143,550 horsepower, so that shouldn't have too much trouble pulling anything. If we go to customize, we can do the colour. I think we know where this is going. That's MrSealyp green, which is fine. But I'm wondering if it's called a Lizard Hulk, whether or not we should go more, you know, Hulk green. It looks very John Deere, doesn't it? Is that the John Deere green? That could be why. We've got the Fence Nature green. Doesn't seem a lot of difference in that I can tell. Fent Classic. Is that more Hulk? Is that looking a little bit more matte maybe? Let's go with that, shall we? So, we're buying a truck. Excellent. What we're also doing, to go with it, we're going to buy ourselves a new trailer. For those larger jobs, that's a manure spreader. Trailers, that's what I wanted. And on Felsbrun, I had the Load King distinction, which was very, very nice indeed. I'm going to go for The Wilson pace setter, 60,000 litre capacity. What else we got along here? Yeah, the Wilson pace setter. Now that doesn't take everything, but that takes all the crops I need to. That won't do the same as this one. It won't do root crops was the word I was looking for. It won't do root crops because I suppose they get, like I said, they get caught up in the traps underneath because these are bottom unloaders. That's not the word for it. There is a technical term. I'm sure someone will put me right. Oh, main colour. What we got at the moment? White, stainless steel, black, pewter. What does that look like? Oh, that's rather nice, isn't it? Stainless steel. What does pewter look like? Like a pewter tankard. Well, that's not bad, actually. That's more of a kind of mottled matte, isn't it? Oh, I don't know, see. I quite like that. That's shiny and showy, isn't it? What's black look like? Oh, look at the wheels on that. Did the wheels change with each one? No, the wheels are just... Oh, I don't know what to do now. I'm so conflicted. I'm going pewter. Or am I? No, I went stainless steel. Oh, super shiny. Look at the reflection in that. Oh, that's so nice. And this thing's going to be very, very cool. If I can get into it. Probably could have got away with the warrior, actually. It's got a lot of space. That's weird, isn't it? It's got a lot of space between the fifth wheel and here, which means none of these have hooked up. Probably could have got away with the warrior. I'm trying to think what trailers extend that far in. Now, is this... Can I drop that wheel down? Don't know. It's big, it's shiny, like a magpie. I like shiny things. Right, let's get this up to field 12. Probably could do with getting the harvest dropper as well, that's not a bad idea. Now we are entering the big leagues. We are at that point. We are now something big in the community. Now I did an episode on Sussex Farm on FS17 called The Hulk. I think it was when the Fent 1050 Vario mod first came out, and I think because it was green and because it was big and whatever, I called it The Hulk. But this is actually a lizard Hulk. So how are we looking inside? Not bad, yeah. We don't have the sleeping area behind us, but, you know, that's not the end of the world. Very cool. Just need a harvester now. And with the joys of new truck ownership, we have come to the end of this episode. got quite a bit done. Muck spreading, new truck, seeding, finished off some contracts. Yeah, not bad at all. And the expansion again continues. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.